On Monday, Nigeria's federal government authorized a new 50% spike in the country's telephone service fees. Now, the Nigerian Communications Commission made this announcement. Over the past 2 years, telecom providers have called for a spike in the current pricing, which has led to the current tariff hike. Although less than over 100% that some network operators have demanded, the adjustment, which is limited to no more than 50% of existing rates, was made with consideration for continuing industry reforms that will have a positive impact on sustainability. Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu joins me, as always, to discuss a lot more around this. Mr. Chika, good morning to you. How are you today?
How are you today?
Very well, thank you. And yourself? Great. Of course, we have this very topical discussion to have today. Nigeria's federal government approving a 50% telecoms tariff hike amid agitations, of course, by telecom operators over the last couple of years.
Well, congratulations to the telecom industry. I mean, with the back of an envelope calculation has shown that about almost 6.6 trillion of money will move from the pockets of Nigerians to the profits of the telecom companies, in the next 1 year. So we also noticed that in the stock market, the share prices of MTN particularly and Airtel have actually started moving up again, and after tanking for some period of time. So congratulations to them. I will look at this story, packing it into 2 or 3, boxes. The first box is the fact that we all know what's happened in Nigeria with the cost of operation. Inflation almost at 36%. Diesel is about 30% the cost of telecom operators. And we know the price of diesel has spiked, more than doubled. Again, please, no price increase has been given to this sector for the last almost 12 years. So they've been operating on the same tariffs for 12 years now. So the cost of operations have, have tremendously increased. Diesel, major one, the cable thefts, security challenges, the base station management, all those things require costs to manage. So the sector has actually suffered from that. I mean, the cost of increase in operations has affected every sector. So telecom has not been spared. And so do they deserve an increase in their price? Of course they do. And but at the end of the day, the issue is who bears that brunt. Now, the justification again for the increase speaks volumes about the poor level of infrastructure in our country. One of them being power. Diesel is about 5% of the cost of operation of the telecom operators, as I said earlier on. And you know why diesel is there? Because of lack of conventional power. Other geographies is more like plug and play. You just get in there and the power is available, you just get it there. But here in Nigeria, you have to make your power. And so typical base stations sometimes have 2 generators to service them because of avoid downtime. And these things have cost money. So we know that. So cost of operation has gone up for them. Inflation has, has eaten deep into the pockets of citizens, and increased the cost of operation of the telecom companies. So to that level, we think they desire an increase. So congratulations to them. They asked for 100%, but they got 50%, which is still, massive. And with that increase for a lot of Nigerian citizens, I think call rates have been moved per minute, have moved from 11 naira to 16 naira 50 kobo now. SMS have moved from 4 naira per message to 6 naira per message. And then, of course, 1 GB data has moved from 288 naira to about 32 naira. So Nigerians are going to bear the brunt of this. And so everybody has to just, how would they react? How will Nigerians react to this? Nigerians, the other box I'm going to talk about, Nigerians rely on communication, of course, the whole gravitation towards e-commerce rests on, communication. The fact that you have to send messages, whether it's YouTube, whether it is Instagram, whatever you rely on now, relies on data. And a lot of e-commerce relies on message. So it's going to have direct impact on the cost of doing business for a lot of companies, especially the SMEs, and eat deep into the pockets of Nigerians. So that is also known. We don't have any problem with that. But most important is the fact that, this sector, through the NCC, has what 2024 came out what they call the quality of service, regulations that spoke about the minimum quality standards expected in this industry. To wit, the issue of the fact that for getting this 50% increase in the rates, commensurately also, we must get 50%, improvement in core qualities. That must happen. Internet speeds must increase by at least a minimum of 50%. Network availability must also increase on that. Drop costs must reduce by 50%. So it's not just collecting the money, these new rates and putting in your banks by the telecom operators. They must commensurately work towards making sure that network quality gets better. So if Nigerian citizens are paying more for these services, let us also get value for our money. This is very, 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 very important. And therefore, the regulatory agencies, Federal Competition Commission, and then NCC must work with ensure that Nigerian consumers, in paying these new rates they have approved, get this improved quality of services in line with the quality of service regulations stipulated in 2024 for this sector. Now, the other one I want to talk about is, for me, in my role as an analyst, a chartered accountant. I've heard some of the companies, MTN, Airtel, say that it is because of the the lack of increase in the rates that made them make losses. It's not true. It's not true. At operating profit level, these companies were making massive profits.
What companies are these, please?
These MTN, Airtel, so the quoted ones,
service
the telecom companies. They declared big losses in 2024 to even 2023, and because of and some of them ascribed it to the fact that the rates were low. But the issue is the fact that this one, a lot of them were exchange losses and had to do with the business models most of them were running. Particularly, a lot of jobs, a lot of things that would have done in naira in Nigeria, a lot of them were doing them, indexing them in dollar. And when you're carrying dollar liabilities, once there's a devaluation, you're going to carry exchange losses. And how you know that's true is that subsequent to that, the telecom companies who are substantially operating with foreign vendors of indexing their operations in naira have been working towards de-risking their operations and making them available in naira, so reduce that exchange risk. So, summary, we're in the new era now. We're going to have new charges, which will impact the bottom pocket of Nigerians, but we expect also that there will be improvement in the quality of service delivery by these telecom companies.
All right, you've highlighted some very cogent points, especially around the legitimacy of concerns from both sides, the operators as well as the end users. Of course, the end users always bear the brunt of these, but then again, you also look, it's been 12 years since we actually saw any adjustments made in the space. So, of course, very importantly would be that as we have no choice. It's almost like you're being informed that these costs are going to rise, but then that expectation is very important that we want to see a better service quality as some network providers are experiencing in a downward ways. I want to thank you so much, Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu, for joining us this morning. We'll see you again tomorrow, I hope, right?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, see you then.